What's going on, y'all? God damn it, almost had it. It's all good. There we go. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another edition of the B.TS Show. Me, I'm Christopher J. Thank you guys for pulling up on me. I greatly appreciate it. Um, the reason why I'm doing this impromptu show is because Thursday wasn't really a good night for me when we did the reaction personally, and I'm not necessarily gonna go. Jazz, what's good, my guy? Appreciate you, man, for the support. But it's all good, man. Just go ahead and tune in. Whenever you feel like pulling up, it's all good, brother. Now, Thursday night was not a good night as far as reaction for me. The reaction in of itself sucked. And we had to make some changes to the BTS side team throughout earlier that day. I'm not going to go into details what happened, but it was I wasn't really feeling the stream, so I went ahead and prioritized it. I don't think I'm gonna go reheat French fries. I'm gonna let that stream go. It is what it is. So I wanted to do this one because I think this is a little bit more apropos to do, and also I need to debunk something that I've been seeing and the stuff that I've been hearing. So, with that being stated, today's stream is real simple. Ooh, excuse me. Why should you buy the cow versus drinking the free milk? Y'all know the saying, why buy the cow when the milk is for free? What does that pertain to? Why do you can say, why do I need to get married to bust down this chick? Why do I need to go through the stresses of trying to get married or finding that one person to commit to me when there's plenty, all the benefits that I want from marriage? You got these women out here just giving it away for free. And since we live in a generation of equality, the same thing go for women too. Women is starting to adopt the same mind state, the same frame. Why buy the cow when the milk is for free? Now that sounds very bust downish if I hear that coming from a lady, but it is what it is. I want to talk to you guys. Say why it's better to invest in a cow because what's going on out there? I've been out the game for 9.5 years, as what people would say. They say the dating market has changed. Not everybody's the same like it was back in the day. And I remind them, goofy ass motherfuckers, I'm only 35 years old, so I'm not that far removed from the struggles that they're going through. What I do want to say is this with all the risk that's out there, it's easier to just focus on one person. Or, as they say, invest in the cow. And to the ladies out there, I'm not calling you a cow. If you are offended by what I say, do what I did yesterday. Go get a gym membership. Pay all year round so you ain't got to worry about canceling your membership or whatever the case may be. And while you're at it, go get a trainer. But I'm not calling you a cow. Now that we got that out the way, why do I think it's better to invest in the cow? The reason why I think that is because I'm protecting myself from bad investments. When I invest in the cow, I'm putting all my focus and all my time, money, patience, love, all that stuff into the cow. Because what that cow's going to give me in return is something to benefit me, it's something to complete me, something to make me whole. Now, for those who haven't been keeping up, I have been doing a marriage series. We already did 3 parts on Clubhouse. The fourth and final part will be this Tuesday. I recorded part 1 already for YouTube. I just finished doing part 2 and part 3. I'm gonna edit that tonight, and I have it uploaded sometime tomorrow because part 4 is the finale. In that marriage series, part one, we talked about not necessarily dating, just about getting yourself, knowing your strengths, your weakness, your role, who you want to be with, do your research on your spouse. And then part two, we talk about where you go actually find your spouse, take them out on those first 3 dates. You find out who he or she is, get to know them a little better. Don't ask the question of what do you bring to the table, because I will openly admit, fellas have screwed that one up. So you're going to, by making that person comfortable, they're going to tell you what they can offer you. They're going to tell you how they can make your life better and how you guys can flourish. Then that's part two of the marriage series. Part three goes into synchronizing your words and your actions of these. Are you what you say you are? Show and improve. And you're going to do that until you're able to weed out any representatives. I cannot say the word. I've been butchering this word all day. Representatives that they bring into the relationship, you go ahead and weed them out for the first 18 months to 2 years, because no one's that good of an actor. I know people want to bring up narcissism. I would then say you're not a clinical therapist, so knock it off. Although you might grow up around narcissists, you're not in no position to diagnose that with everybody and to put these negative stigmas about dating, getting married, and that type of shit. So once you then go through that stage and you find out this is the person you want to be with, you actually marry them, then we get to part four, and we'll say that for Tuesday. That goes to all of investing into the cow. Now, some people are going to say, why am I going to do all of this when I could just get the milk for free? Easy. Those that are, how can I say this carefully? Let me talk to men. Men don't, believe it or not, ladies, men don't always go for free pussy or easy pussy. You know why we don't go for the free ones or the easy ones? Excuse me, let me rephrase that. You know why we don't go for the easy ones? Because of this. Right now, I'm on the CDC website. What's this? Uh, Preliminary 2021 STD surveillance data. What we got? 2.5 million cases. That's why you don't go for the free milk. Shit like this. What we got? Uh, Congenital syphilis cases. It's about 2.6 thousand. Okay, that's relatively small. All right. Oh, then we get to the actual syphilis case, which is actually 171,000. Yikes. Gonorrhea, 696,000. Yeesh. And chlamydia, 1.6 million. So keep all of that in mind when you hear people talk about, I kind of want the free milk. You kind of want an STD. That right there alone is more than enough information for you to dissect and digest to the fact that why it's better to invest in a cow. So let's put STDs to the side. Now, what's next? You want to talk about children. What's the outcome of sex, people? A baby's going to be involved. How much does it cost to raise a child? Let's find that out right now. That's a simple Google search. Let's see. How much to raise a cow? That is hilarious. Oh, hold on. Raise a child to 18. I like that one even better. God damn. Even I didn't know this one. From the Washington Post. From the day you're born is born until the day they turn 18, your family will spend about $310,000 or about $17,000 per year on a child. $17,000 a year per child? Son of a bitch. Damn, that hurted me. Still want the free milk? No. Sorry. No. It's going to cost a lot of money to treat STDs and get rid of them. It's going to cost even more to if you catch something you can't get rid of. Because I heard there's something called super gonorrhea. Y'all is tripping. Children. You heard it here from the Washington Post. This was posted October 13, 2022. From the day they're born all the way to turn 18, that's 310 racks. So that's $17,000 a year. All, and that's you spending money on a child you did not plan to have, or let's give it a child you didn't want to have. You say, I'm going to make her go get an abortion. That's still money. That's still money. I don't know how much abortions cost. Granted, Roe v. Wade took place. Now you're talking about traveling to areas where they can get that procedure done, even flying to areas where they can get that procedure done, and actually doing the procedure, and actually going and regarding women, depending on these back alley nurses office you go to who can't do shit right. You're talking about some type of rehab, going through some type of physical rehab to get back to normal. Now you're talking about the mental, the emotional agony you go through going through an abortion. That's some money right there as well. To go to a psychiatrist or whatever to treat that idea. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about STDs. We're talking about children. That's all the result of getting a free milk. Why buy the cow when the milk is for free? That's why, because the milk is never for free, ever. I'll just tell you how much it costs to raise a child from the day they're born to 18. Although it varies, STD treatment, HIV treatment, PrEP, whatever you want to call it, yeah, that's not cheap neither. So the question is, why do we allow ourselves to listen to these old sayings that has not brought us to where we need to be? A matter of fact, that has set us back. I guess 18 years. If you want to talk about giving birth, having children, I think this whole it goes back to something I said a long time ago, is that you really have to be careful of who we elect as leaders. Just because they can talk good, they can ear fuck somebody's pants off or whatever the case may be, this might be the person you want to listen to. Nope. Sorry. I hear this bullshit on Clubhouse and on YouTube almost every time I log on. And unfortunately, I'm never in the position to speak to said individual because I'm always occupied with doing something. Hopefully, moving forward, that those roadblocks won't dare come my way, because I need to start pushing back against people that wants to poison the community. Now, granted, I have always spoken against somebody regarding some of the dumb shit that they put out there. Like today, I think somebody talked about how women don't need protection from men, and I mopped the floor with them. But you guys, we have to be careful of who we listen to and really find out what are they actually trying to offer us and what are the results of what they're saying. Let me see if I could find something else on here, because I had this stat before. I don't like going to it because that's putting a bad narrative on our people, particularly the women, about the percentage of women that has an STD. I don't want to do that, but again, that's going to go to the case of the side effects of drinking free milk from a cow you should just invested in. Because once you're done with that free milk, think about that. What's that gun we had back in the day? Peppermint gun, double peppermint, whatever it's called, that double mint gun. That was good for all 10 minutes. And once that gum is done, you need another one, and then another one, and another one, and another one. You keep Dipping your dick. Well, let me not say that. If you keep putting your hand in the wrong cookie, in different type of cookie jars, you're eventually going to get caught with something. You're eventually going to get caught. Now, I just had to get that message out real quick because, like I said, I don't want to hold on to any information that I believe should be given to the public. I'll give it to you guys because I honestly don't believe a lot of people heard me or heard anybody say that before. The downfalls of having drinking free milk. So moving forward, I'm going to start poking holes in this why buy the cow when the milk is for free. I'm gonna start punching holes in that argument. I'm gonna start telling them because, and the reason I'm saying this is because when it comes to YouTube, when it comes to Clubhouse, I want you guys to see where I'm coming from. See me coming from a mile away, and I want people to actually try to stop me when I bring this point up. So that is pretty much it. Now, like I said, do I want to speak about what happened on Thursday night? Not really. That shit has kind of uh, died down a little bit. But real quick, let me, for those who's watching, let me go ahead and get the housekeeping out the way, ladies and gentlemen. Do me a favor, like and subscribe this video. Follow me on all my social media accounts: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and Twitter, Clubhouse. Like I said, we are doing a Clubhouse room part 4 of the Marriage series. The finale will be this Tuesday at 12 o'clock New Central Standard Time. If you'd like to make a donation, Cash App, the B.TS Side Show, participate with it, all the rest of privacy. We're still on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Once we reach that goal, one lucky person will get $100. So you know, momentum my word, I will give away $50 to one lucky person. Once we reach 500 subscribers, and trust me, we're almost there. And don't forget to visit me at www.thebtsishow.com. And also, heads up, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys see me in other panels, you'll notice my name is Merch Soon. Yes, Merch is soon. Once I get off this line, I am going to start working on the website as far as the merch side. We're going to start doing merch later on this year. So I'm going to finally go ahead and put that to work. And speaking of merch and the Keeping It 100 initiative, where I spend $100 with a black-owned business per month. First month was Real Clothing. This month was the Marathon Store, although that one was by accident. And dare I say, I'm going to talk to them because they haven't processed my order yet, and that shit is taking forever. But I also want to say this. If you guys know any black-owned businesses, please let me know. I want to look at their website, see if this is something I want to support, make a donation to, because I'm giving away $100. Excuse me. I am going to do business with a black-owned business owners. I want to spend $100 with them. So I already did it with 2 black-owned businesses. I got 10 more to go. So let's go ahead and do that. So that way we can then bump it up to like, I don't know, maybe 250 next year. So yeah, that's the type of initiative I'll go support a black-owned business. And as far as Real Clothing, Bun B is doing a concert this Friday. You guys are gonna see me walk outside with the merch. You guys see me with the marathon clothing shirt that I was able to buy, but you guys are gonna see me out about on Friday with those merch on. All right. You know what? Fuck it. Let's, like I said, Thursday was a wash, but regarding the live reaction, but you know what? Let's go ahead and knock that out right now. Oh, Jake Paul lost for the first time in his boxing career. Are we surprised? We're not, but salute to Jake Paul. You eventually want to come up against a boxer and look what happened. All right, let's go ahead and actually respond to. Let me go ahead and do. Let's go ahead and do a reaction to it. Let me. Well, let me see. All right, the first question to the Thursday night show. Men that sleep, men that sleep with women for validation are weak. Man that sleeps with women for validation is weak. Now, here's my take on that, ladies and gentlemen. I actually agree. I don't care about anyone's approval. Who I used to sleep with before Thursday, August 1st, 2013, is no one's business. I don't get why men can hold water, but what you do and who you do it is your business and your business alone. Ladies and gentlemen, before before I got with my wife, I was a how can I say this? Well, let me say this. I am a reform whoremonger. Yes, I used to be when I was not in a relationship, I used to sleep around. Responsibly, safely, however you want to use it. But guess what? No one knew what I did because I didn't tell anybody. I didn't need your validation or what the case may be. Hell, I didn't need the. I won't say that word. It was just like there's something I wanted to do. I wanted to get my nut off. She wanted to get her nut off, and boom, that's what we did. Nobody knew. Her friends didn't know. My friends didn't know, and I kept the player and just kept it to myself. Why everybody want to tell her, everybody, I slept with this chick. I bent her over this way. She took everything down the throat. And no, I'm never that. I was like, I don't know what I'm telling other people that for, but that's not me. Never have been, never will be. Now, on that panel, what did Anton say? He can do it for his own validation, saying as long as he does it responsibly. Yeah, I guess. Like you said, I did the same thing. I don't need nobody to know what I'm doing. That's nobody's business. And of course, I'm always strapped up. So that was one thing I didn't have to worry about. She's so lucky said, what about it makes a man weak? What about men seeking validation from other men about what they do makes them weak? Easy. I don't give a fuck about your validation because I'm going to do it regardless. I don't need people to say, "Oh, I'm the man," or "I'm top J," or whatever. Because maybe look here, I know who I am. I am what I am, and I bust this chick down. So fuck all that other stuff. And some dudes would be surprised that I didn't bust none of they chicks down. Let me be that very clear. But the chicks that wanted them, but they didn't want the chicks that wanted them. Excuse me, let me rephrase that. The chicks that they wanted, but them chicks did not want them, but they wanted me. So, like I said, my business is my business alone. Amira said you're devaluing yourself to your anatomy, and which I agree because somehow you always gonna hear men say that uh, how many women I sleep with. That's all that matters. I was like, dude, no, you're not. You're a cornball. You're actually more than that. And you're saying you're nothing more than your own penis. And that's like me personally, that's not something a man should be hanging his hat on. Like, I am who I sleep with. Actually, let me rephrase that because you are who you sleep with. But what I'm saying is I am with how many women I sleep with. It's like, no, you're not. You're just a cornball that's just having confidence issues. It's like you got the chick, you got the reward. So what other validation do you need? She gave you the box. Be happy with that. Ali said, "Do you think this is why men cheat? Society pressure for validation? Nope, they cheat because they lack discipline. Men cheat because they lack discipline. If a man is in a monogamous relationship and he decides to cheat on his significant other, that's because of lack of discipline. Now, some people are going to say, what if he's in a relationship, but he tells the world that although I'm committed to you, I still got to go out and do my own thing. That's not cheating. He told you what it was. It's up to you. It's up to the woman if she want to accept it or not. And if she's still there, technically she accepted it. So that's not cheating in of itself. But at the same time, men do cheat because they lack discipline. That's it. Society norms or whatever, they're still going to be here. And yes, they do evolve at times, but that doesn't dictate what a man's supposed to do in a relationship. Now, the second question is: can a man really be a hoe? And that's why I had to correct myself earlier because truth be told, the answer is no. Men cannot be hoes. However, men are whoremongers, like I was earlier, but they're not whores. There are plenty there are plenty of titles you can label them as, but not three or fours. Ladies, I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. Man dictates the rules, and the rule is we cannot be hoes. We can sleep around a lot. We can be whoremongers. We just can't be hoes. What names do you want to call them? Pick a name, any name, almost any name, but you can't call them a hoe. We can call you a hoe. It is what it is. But I'm a whoremonger. Well, I wouldn't even say I was a whoremonger back then. Before my wife said, just let me be quiet. But yeah, ladies, men cannot be hoes because they are the cause of hoes. Yes, men create hoes. So no way in hell a man can be one. Sorry to hurt your feelings. Not really. But Anton did ask the question: which is more valuable, a man who don't sleep around, or a man that sleeps around and woman that wants him? She's so lucky not only answer the question, but this is technically my answer as well. Her answer was a man who doesn't sleep around but has the options to do so. Ladies and gentlemen, how can I say this? I have a lot of attractive female friends. I had a lot of attractive female friends. And I can look back and say, no, 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 that's it. There was attractive. I'm not going to go too far deep into that. But at the times when I was single and I was around my attractive friends, the opportunity was always there. Believe it or not, the opportunity to sleep with somebody is always going to be there. The question is, what are you doing and how are you going to move to access that part of the relationship? Because I believe I used to believe in friends with benefits, and we'll talk about that in another episode. But when it comes to that, I had with my female friends, I never pulled the trigger regarding to sleep with them. Never flirted with them. We always talk, text, hang out, late night calls or whatever. Never pulled the trigger to sleep with either one of them. Not one time. And I'm pretty sure some of them wanted to sleep with me. I don't know why. Well, granted, I had hair back then, but I don't know why. But hey, it is what it is. A lot of there was probably a lot of the girls back then that wanted to sleep with me, but I didn't want to sleep with them just because I just cherish our friendship a lot more than just say random pussy, random bust down, or whatever the case may be. So I always had options. I just never exercised them, like at all. That wasn't for me. And besides, I value my friendship. I value my friendship, and I value them not being uncomfortable when they're around me. Don't want to make it awkward whatever the case may be. I want you to be in your own zone. I want you to be cool, and I want you to go just do your own thing. Just let's keep it friendly, and that's just me. I always had that. I always had that option, but I never exercised it. So trust me, I was very much valuable, and a lot of them still love and respect me to this day because we never did anything. Because I always held back because I already know they're being broached by hundreds of men. They needed at least they needed at least one person to do it, and that was me. That's why me and a lot of them still cool to this day. Up until social media, of course, because I'm booed up. I'm married. You can't be calling, texting. My wife is gonna block you. But oh yeah, Eve. Oh, fucking God, I forgot about Eve. Um, I know she was on Lapifa Sunday. I'm pretty sure a lot of people deserves a second chance for their behaviors. Everybody's entitled to a bad night or whatever the case may be. I'm gonna keep it up. When I saw her, I X'd out of YouTube because you made such a bad first impression that I was not interested in what she had to say today. Whether she was sober or not, and I'm pretty sure she was sober today. They don't want to hear from her. I still got a bad taste in my mouth from how she acted and how she conducted herself. So to me, I was like, you know what, I'm good on that. You made such a bad impression on Thursday nights. It was so bad that a mirror of all people had to check her, which is a damn shame. Now, although Amira is she has times when she can be cold-hearted on the political side, of course. Normally, she's chill, feminine, friendly, laid back, and that type of stuff. Even she had to approach this Godzilla looking up a chick. I was like, and the other women on the panel, I'm like, are y'all? You mean to tell me America got more heart than all of y'all? Why you let this chick outshine you? And that's no disrespect to America, because I told her in the chat she's one of my favorites. But it's cool. Shout out to Eve, I guess. I'll listen to her one day, just not anytime soon. She made a bad impression. And also, that's another thing. I get the entertainment and the reality part, the TV part of it. And although I put it in the super chat, I'm not telling nobody how to do their jobs, but I will say this: if we're really trying to have a conversation, and I'm talking to the panel, not the people that are running the show, man, come on. If you don't know how to control your alcohol as an adult, you got a problem. We've seen this all before. So just want to throw that out there. And actually, where's my logo? No, we not. We about to put that right there. There we go. Yeah, I need my logo right there. So let's get let's get back into it. What was the third question was, is having questions okay? No, it's not. And particularly here is well, actually, it depends. Personally, I don't like it, but it depends. Intention matters. Why are you asking questions? Many people don't have a legitimate answer, nor do they care about the consequences of said question. If you ask to be an asshole, that's a form of self sabotage. I don't like, and usually this is when women do this a lot and it gets on my nerves. I don't like women who just asking the most randomest of questions and they ruin the what they like to ruin the moment. Like if I'm having a good day, a peaceful day, no drama, no nothing, but you decide to just come up to me like, "Hey, can I ask you a question?" I'm like, "Bitch, no." But it's like, "No, I don't want to hear your questions. Not now. Let's say this from another time." But like I said, intention matters on the question that you're asking and what are you trying to do. Are you just asking questions just because to satisfy your own selfish needs or whatever the case may be? Are you trying to self sabotage a relationship? What are you asking all these questions for? Because those questions can ultimately be the can ultimately lead to the end of the relationship. So you got to ask yourself a question: what's more important, the continuation of something magical or the end of something because you don't know how to control yourself? I personally like questions. It depends, but stop just asking questions just to ask questions. Like men don't want to hear that. Men don't like that. And truth be told, you're gonna put men. You're trying to put men in a corner to exercise their options when they don't want to. So, ladies, don't ask stupid ass questions. Bruiser said it's better to ask questions than to react. Bullshit. It's better to just not ask me any damn questions. Or you're gonna ask a question, you better really think long and hard what you're asking and the possibilities. And Mira said her husband rather watch her actions than ask her a question, which I agree. Usually, if you how can I say this? Usually, when it comes to that, because I do that to my wife a lot. Whatever questions I want to ask her, granted, I have the freedom to ask her because she's my wife, but it's usually stuff that I can usually find out on my own. How she moves, how she conducts herself, what's going on her phone, or whatever the case may be. She's gonna give me the answers without me questioning her. It happens all the time, and I do that with other people all the time as well. So there's better things to do than just question it up. Because usually they'll tell you the answers before you even open your mouth. Um, oh, and as far as of course, Anton, this is a segment Anton was going in on Eve, and Mr. Let Go is we're gonna let go be let go because sometimes I don't know. I think Mr. Let Go needs to find a woman. I don't know if he's dead or not, but we need to find him a woman because he's caping and saving these chicks. It's like, nah, bruh, nah. There's no defending of her actions. Yeah, that's a big ass no no. So let's get to the next one. What's an example of a man acting sassy? Yeah. Honestly, it's really simple. A man acting like a female, nothing more or less. Now it's not really that complicated. People, are men acting like a female? That's the definition of sassy. People like to put their interpretations on it, failed interpretations, by the way. But let's go to Golden Court. A man acting emotional, close enough. I'll take it. That's pretty much what it is. And I'll talk about men will rather receive respect than love. And I agree. I don't get these men that say they're out here looking for love from a woman and that type of stuff. That is the cherry on top from a woman. Yes, my wife loves me, and I'm grateful for my wife loving me. But the main thing I require out of her is to respect me, because a man can somewhat deal with a woman falling in and out of love with her. It's a relationship; it happens. People gonna fall in and out of love all the time. But one thing a man's not gonna tolerate is disrespect. So for a woman to love them, but at the same time disrespect them, that's going to turn a man off. And like I said, he's going to exercise options that he doesn't care to exercise, not exercise options he don't want to exercise, but because of the woman's what's what I want to look for, a lack of doing her job, boom, exercise your options because she decided to disrespect him. We'll put it. We'll put up with a woman not loving us. We're not going to put up with disrespect. And we'll skip that because he talked about cutting off access. He needs to cut off access to saving these chicks. Now, the last one is: Can women hold? Can women handle the truth? Nope. Here's why. Oops. Men, personal feelings and emotions are in play, and they can be a deadly combination. It's best to execute a lie or mission to ease the pain, because if you tell her everything, she will lose it and take it out on you. Ooh. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't tell my wife everything. I don't tell my wife the truth. I don't tell her everything. And she knows that I tell her that. Because one thing she's going to do is misinterpret what I say, and she's going to take it the wrong way. And I don't got time for that. Um, for example, on a much not necessarily in a relationship level, but much more on a serious matter. People know what I do for a living. Prior to them seeing me what I do for a living, I used to do security at a mall, and two times that I was there was a shooting. And usually, and because how my wife worries so much, I was never going to tell her, and I didn't have to worry about things happening at that mall getting back to her. But the problem is ABC 13. That's a news station. They pulled up to the mall. And the one thing I did not want to, what's what I'm looking for? The one thing I didn't want to do is not tell her what happened. And she turns on the news and finds out that I'm on the news because of the shooting. So I had to open up and tell her the truth about that. And she at I would say the first time, not the second time. The first time, she barely could handle it, because I'm not really gonna go into details of what happened that day. But the truth that I told her that day scared her to death and had her over worrying, overthinking shit. And at that point, I realized that I always knew that women can't handle the truth, but I had a real life scenario that women can't handle the truth. So from that point on, pertaining to my job, I don't tell her anything and I don't tell her everything. The reason why I don't do that is because the reason why I don't tell her that is because I know how she's gonna act and how that's gonna eventually affect me. So it's gonna be a lie through omission. I don't tell her everything that goes on. I refuse to do it because that's gonna end up haunting me later on. Now, Golden Court says women are not used to the truth when it comes to dating. Yeah, I agree. Because there's some facts out there that they just tend to overlook or they don't want to accept, because they have it in their mind of how the dating market is supposed to be, how their life is going to be, how the relationship is going to be. And while we're trying to tell them the truth, that's not what it's going to be. Trust me, I've been doing it for the past 3 weeks during my marriage series and keeping my part 4 of the finale will be this Tuesday. Mr. Lego said, "Women are children. Women are children." Although I tend to agree with that from Mr. Lego, men that defend these hyenas are children as well. Now, Anton said women can handle the truth. You just got to be upfront and tell them everything. That's wishful thinking. He is right to a degree, but I guess that depends on the type of woman you choose to be with. Because I can tell you right now, there are some women I would never tell the full truth to because it's just no. I have become real good at lying to people when I need to save them. Not necessarily save me, I'll be fine. But if I feel like I'm doing you a favor by lying to you, I'm gonna lie to you. So I hear what Anton was saying, but nah, sorry. Women cannot handle the truth. That's cap. Respectfully, of course. And see, I wasn't originally gonna do a retract of Thursday night's botch stream, but we did it anyway. But let me go over. Let me go ahead and revisit the title one last time before we go to the title of the stream. Why you should buy the cow versus drinking the free milk. Like we stated earlier, you want to invest in. The reason why it's better to invest in the cow than drink the free milk is because the milk is never for free. The milk is never for free. You know why the milk is never for free? Because it costs money to get STD, STI, HIV treatment. Syphilis is at 171,000 cases. Gonorrhea, 696,000 cases. Chlamydia, 1.6 million cases. And ladies and gentlemen, this is coming from the CDC website. Now, you want to talk about that. So that's one fact that the milk is not for free because those treatments cost a lot. Now, you want to talk about something else? Let's talk about children. When you have sex, what happens? A child come out, and you would like to know how much you're paying. Don't worry, I'll tell you. $310,000 from the age of birth all the way to 18. That's 17 racks a year, and all that is coming from the free milk. And also, not to mention, when it comes to this free milk, you might be attached to a woman that you had no business being with for for the fun time versus the long time. Now you're dealing with the psychopath. Is this person fit to raise your children? Is this person fit to do their roles, their duties? Are they going to leave you hanging? Are they going to pay you child support money? Or if they miss payments for whatever reason, don't you got to come out of pocket and support your family? A family that you didn't necessarily ask for and a family that you didn't necessarily plan for? But the milk was for free. Why? Why am I paying all this money for something that was for free? That's why it is. The milk is never for free. Why you should invest in a cow? You just, if we're talking about monogamy, a monogamous relationship, you invest in that one woman. What does that investment entail? You know, you know your strengths, your weaknesses. You know your roles. You finding her, getting to know her. You make it official with her. You guys get married, have kids. You do all of that. See, the only thing is this: you don't have a high ass hospital bill regarding STDs. Now, when it comes to raising the children, although that's still a factor that's still in play, at least you planned for it, and this is what you actually wanted. Nobody who's just sleeping around wants to, what is this? They started this early? I guess. Let me hurry up and finish this. Um, because Fight Club just started. So when it comes to investing into the cow, you get a ROI, return on investments. No man is wasting their time on an investment that's not gonna come back to them tenfold. But when it comes to this free milk, it's a bad investment. Nobody, first of all, when dudes are out there sleeping around, nobody's sleeping around just to make a baby. No one. They're doing it to have fun in the act of such things, but they don't plan for the results to uh, actually raise the child. That's $310,000 gone. And you also want to keep in mind of the, like I said, the STD rates or whatever the case may be. That's treatment there. That's a lot of money, especially talking about something you can't get rid of. So, ladies and gentlemen, before I end this stream, I want you guys to know the reason when they ask you why buy the cow when the milk is for free, tell them because the milk is never for free. The milk is never for free. You have to pay for it. You're going to pay for it in some type of way, shape, or form. Your pockets will be tapped, and you're going to have to pay for those consequences. So please leave the free milk alone. Matter of fact, especially to the fellas, you're not free milk, easy milk. You're not supposed to be smashing easy pussy anyway. Because from last time I checked, women that always gave it up like that, they're part of the 2.5 million cases. And now you can add your goofy ass name to it now because you're part of it now. So yeah, leave that free milk alone because that shit is expensive, especially if you're not ready. That was an impromptu show, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, my brother, I appreciate you, man. Thank you, thank you. We're gonna go ahead and get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. It was an impromptu. I got off work early, had a house to myself. I I forgot how this felt like to get a house to yourself. Wife and kids is at the in-laws. So shoot, I took advantage. But thank you guys for pulling up. Let's go ahead and get out of here. Before we do me a favor, like and subscribe. Ooh, excuse me. Follow me on all my social media accounts. $, the B.TS show. You want to send a donation? Participate and waive all the rights to privacy. Still on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Once you reach that goal, one lucky person will get $100. So, my man of my word, one lucky person will get $50 once you reach 500 subscribers. And we're getting close to that. Visit the B.TS show website, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and actually, before I forgot, I should have mentioned this earlier. WrestleMania night 1 and night 2, watch party and live reaction. April 1st and 2nd. We are doing night 1. We are doing night 2. The stream will start 15 minutes before the pay-per-view starts, ladies and gentlemen. So please pull up for that. And for all my wrestling fans, I appreciate you guys because you guys are helping me a lot with all this. Oh, yeah, you already know. I got you, brother. I'm gonna do that right now as soon as I get off the stream, man. But let's go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, people. Got a stream to go hop on. I'm gonna be stream hopping tonight till my family gets home. You know how we do. This is the B.TS show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Christopher J. I will talk to you guys later. Peace out.